You are now tuned in to the Brown Spade. If you haven't heard the current news, Brittney Griner has been released from Russia. She's in U.S. custody, and she will be coming home very soon. Unfortunately, there has been some prisoners that are U.S. citizens as well who serve in the military. They're still behind bars in Russia, and they've been arrested previously, years before the Brittney Griner thing even occurred. So now is a speculation on, well, now it's going to be a big uproar on, should I say, uproar on, is that fair to put her in front of the line as a priority versus the Marine soldier who's been behind bars for years, way before Brittney Griner incident even occurred. Again, I apologize for that noise. But is that a fair thing to do, to put her in front of the soldier who put his life on the line, and he's been arrested years before her incident even occurred? I don't know. You guys be the judge. I'm not going to hold you up any longer. Thank you all, subscribers. Thank you for the new subscribers. I know there's more, but here's two of them. Black Pearl 47. Thank you. I appreciate you. And Arlise Pigs, thank you very much. I appreciate you. And for those of you who've already subscribed, thank you very much. And those who haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit that like button, and help this channel grow. I hope you enjoy the video. Brittney Griner is free. Come home.
The US and Russia have agreed to exchange jailed US basketball star Brittney Griner for notorious arms dealer Victor Bout, held in an American prison for 12 years. The swap was approved by President Joe Biden in recent days. Sources have told CBS. Griner was arrested at a Moscow airport in February for possessing cannabis oil and last month sent to a penal colony. Well, let's go straight to our Barbara Plesh-Usher. And Barbara, we're just hearing this breaking news that the basketball player Brittney Griner has been released, and we're expecting to hear from President Joe Biden shortly.
Yes, the news is just coming in, so we don't have a great amount of detail, but we know that this has long been in the works, these negotiations with the Russians to arrange a prisoner swap for Brittney Griner. The Secretary of State actually made the unusual step of announcing publicly last July that the Americans had put a substantial proposal forward for Ms. Griner's release, and they have been sort of saying since then that they haven't been getting much response and that there has been stonewalling and slowness on the Russian side. But this has now obviously just come through. We understand that Brittney Griner is with American officials and the prisoner swap is being dealt with now. This is the Russian arms dealer, Victor Bout, very notorious arms dealer for decades, sold weaponry to rogue states, warlords in Asia, Africa, and South America. He was arrested in a U.S. sting in 2008 and is serving time in a U.S. prison. So that is one prisoner that the Russians were quite eager to get back. That is something a Russian official actually said quite clearly a few weeks ago. Ms. Briner's case is a bit unique because Americans have been working with trying to get hostages home for years in different countries, different types of negotiations, but she's a celebrity. She's a well-known basketball player. And so her case here got some traction and really sort of galvanized a movement of families who also are trying to get their loved ones home. And one of the people who the Americans were trying to get back along with Brittney Griner is Paul Whelan, a former Marine who has been charged with espionage and is serving 16-year sentence in a penal colony in Russia. And they were negotiating to get the two of them back together in exchange for Mr. Bout. But we understand from initial reaction from the family's group that he was not included. We are waiting to get more information about that. As you said, the president is going to be speaking shortly.
Indeed, and I'm just seeing here an alert that President Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris and Secretary of State Antony Blinken have spoken by phone with Griner, and they say she's in good spirits. So that's just come out now. Reuters has reported U.S. officials are saying that. Do we know much about where Victor Bout is right now, whether he is with Russian officials?
We don't have details of the prisoner swap, Yelda. I mean, I've seen some reports that the swap is going to take place in a Middle Eastern country, but we can't confirm yet about the timing and the details of how that happened. But if Brittney Griner is with American officials, we can expect that it's pretty much ongoing right now. She had been sentenced to 9 years in the penal colony. After a trial, she was convicted and sentenced. Then there was an appeal, which was rejected, and she had actually just been sent to the colony to start her sentence. And we had been told at the State Department that there was difficulty getting in touch with her, that Russian officials were not that forthcoming in terms of her whereabouts and access and so on. So it's something that has been frustrating people here. But clearly, alongside that, these negotiations were gathering steam, and she's now been released.
Yeah, and I'm just going to hang on to you for a little while longer, if I can, Barbara, because we are waiting for that press conference with President Biden to happen shortly. But I'm also seeing a tweet here that Reuters has put out saying that President Biden says that, as I said, he has spoken with Griner. She's safe on a plane and on her way home. So things moving quite quickly.
Yes, the news of these things doesn't come out until everything is organized. So I think we expect her to arrive home fairly quickly. And as you said, Mr. Biden will be speaking shortly. This is something that the administration has said continually is a priority.